Hey guys, so today we're making some gooey pecan pie brownies with brown butter. Please make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let's get started with the recipe. So this was probably one of the best desserts that I've ever made. Like, it was so good, y'all. And so I'm going to start by browning the butter. And so I have one stick or half a cup of some butter here. You can use salted butter, but all I had was unsalted. And so this process is going to take a few minutes. And you want to make sure that you stay by your stove so that you don't burn the butter. It's going to start to bubble and foam, and you want to continue to cook it on like a fairly low medium setting until it starts to form some brown bits at the bottom, and it will turn brown. At this point you want to turn your butter off. And so I have 5 tablespoons of some semi-sweet chocolate chips that I'm going to put into the bowl of my stand mixer, and I'm going to add in that brown butter, and I'm just going to mix it until it is combined. And so after I mix that together, I'm going to add in 7 tablespoons of some unsweetened cocoa powder, and I'm going to mix that together until everything comes together. But y'all, this was absolutely delicious, and I will admit I've never had pecan pie, but the idea of making this into a brownie sound really good to me because I love brownies. I love anything chocolate, but like, this was divine. And so you want to make sure that you're scraping your bowl down in between mixing so that you get all of those ingredients mixed together. And so next I'm going to add in a half a cup of granulated sugar and 3/4 cup of dark brown sugar. And I got this recipe from juliemarieeats.com. I saw this, I want to say, on Instagram, and so I went onto their website and I was like, I'm gonna have to try this. And so yeah, I definitely recommend. I'll put their information in the description box below. But I'm gonna add in 3 large eggs, and then I'm gonna mix that together. And then we're gonna add in 4 tablespoons of some vegetable oil, as well as 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And again, make sure you're scraping the bowl down between mixing, just so everything comes together the way it's supposed to. But this, I can't say enough. Like, the brownie itself reminded me of like those Little Debbie cosmic brownies. Like, that's the texture of the brownie. And then you have this pecan topping on top, and like the brown butter gave it this nutty flavor. It was really, really delicious. And so next I'm going to move on to my dry ingredients. So I have 2/3 cup of all-purpose flour, and I'm going to add in a tablespoon of some cornstarch, as well as about a half a teaspoon of some salt. And I'm just going to sift that into a bowl, and then we're going to add that to the wet ingredients in our mixer, and we're going to mix that just until it's combined. And so you want to make sure that you start to prepare your pan, and so make sure your oven is preheated to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'm going to bake this in a square pan. The recipe says use an 8x8 pan. I want to say mine was probably a 9x9, but it still worked out really well. But this is what the consistency looks like so far. And so I just greased my pan with some nonstick cooking spray, as well as some parchment paper. And then I'm just pouring the brownie batter into the pan, and you want to smooth it out. And you're going to bake it in your 325 degree Fahrenheit oven for about 30 minutes. And so while that's in the oven, we're going to work on the pecan pie topping. Y'all say pecan or pecan? I kind of interchange it, but I have some butter that I put in the pan, and then I also added in some dark brown sugar, some light cornstarch, and some vanilla extract. And again, the ingredients will be in the description box below. And so I just stirred that up until it melted together, and then I'm going to add in my chopped pecans. And so this is about 1.5 cups, and I'm going to put a pinch of salt in there because, again, my butter is unsalted. And so you're just going to cook this until it starts to bubble. And then once your brownies are done, this is going to go on top of the brownie that's in the oven. And so this is what the pecan pie mixture looks like so far. And it smelled so good, you guys. And so this is after 30 minutes of baking in the oven. And so we're just going to pour this on top of the brownies, and then we're going to put it back in the oven for an additional 20 minutes. And you want to make sure that you spread your mixture evenly over the top. And so again, it's going to bake in the oven for 20 additional minutes, and then I'm going to take it out, and it's going to cool on a wire rack. I actually let mine cool for about 2 hours. It says to cool for about 30 minutes, and then put it in the refrigerator for an hour, but I just let mine sit on the counter for about 2 hours. And so now I'm cutting it into 9 squares, and this is the finished product, you guys. Again, the texture of the brownie is kind of like those cosmic brownies, so it's like a fudgy brownie consistency, but the topping is what really makes it, like, it has this really good nutty, like it almost tastes like toffee from that brown butter. But this was absolutely delicious, perfect for the holidays, perfect if you have a sweet tooth, if you love chocolate, if you love nuts. I highly recommend this recipe. Like, I've probably eaten way too many of these already, but I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. Please make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. See you next time. Bye.